What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the Raggedy Pack. Today we're back at it again with the semi-finale episode for Season 2 of Vinland Saga, Episode 23. We are coming right off a hot episode from last week. Honestly, top 2 episode for this season in my eyes. The first one being the Oath episode, where it was basically Thorfinn's major character development episode, where he can't basically comes to terms with his past. But goddamn, last episode fucking delivered. I don't know how you feel about last episode, Corey.
I agree, it definitely delivered. Thorfinn took those punches like a champ, and the dialogue was hitting too. He has no enemies. What a badass thing to say. And then with Canute as well, the discussion, it seems like you can't really reason with him. He's gonna do what he wants. And we thought for a second he was gonna stop the waves on the ocean, but then we found out he is not God.
He had us going for a second.
Yeah,
I think someone in the comments mentioned that that's something the actual historical figure King Canute did. I don't know too much about it though, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, last episode, just to kind of sum it up, Thorfinn got his ass beat, gave his spiel about how he has no enemies, fucking chills. And yeah, latter half of the episode was the confrontation with Canute, which honestly, I think was pretty solid. We were kind of left off in the middle of it. However, I think there's some pretty good, interesting stuff to talk about there before we see the resolution of that. Namely, because from what we've seen of Canute this season, between you, me, and Kojo, we've been pretty critical of him and his actions. Yeah, we don't see, but when I guess Thorfinn doesn't know the whole picture of what Canute has done, but from Canute's speech, it gave us the impression that Thorfinn has a lot of respect for what Canute is trying to do, and I think that's pretty interesting. Because I mean, like I said, we are Canute's actions can be criticized heavily. However, what he's trying to do, it's not an easy thing to do,
right.
So if we're kind of comparing the ideologies between Thorfinn and Canute, where they're both want to establish a paradise, I mean, Thorfinn hasn't even started. He hasn't started to take those steps towards that yet. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there might be stuff it's not going to be an easy journey. So I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Canute, I feel like is more willing to do what needs to be done to accomplish his goal and what he thinks is the greater good, whereas Thorfinn tries to find the way that literally has no death, no violence, really, peace. Canute, he doesn't mind a little bit of bloodshed if it's necessary. He doesn't mind killing his brother if it's necessary.
It's all justified in his eyes, which again, it can be heavily criticized, but what he's trying to do isn't easy, and to him, that sacrifice is worth it because it means paradise for the greater whole.
Right. From my perspective right now, although I don't agree with the things that Canute does, I feel like his actions, even though they're vile, they are effective. Whereas Thorfinn, I don't even know how he's gonna begin to accomplish I do know how he planned to begin by just taking a small group of people across the ocean to Vinland, but in terms of getting world peace, I don't know if you can accomplish it by not. I mean, personally, I don't think you can accomplish it at all, because over time, people are just going to end up fighting anyway. But yeah, man, it's wild.
Yeah, it's you're trying to accomplish the impossible. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, it's it's really solid stuff. I think like another thing I wanted to ask, Canute kind of turning on Thorfinn at the end, saying, "You have to kill me to stop me." Uh, what do you think he's trying to accomplish with that?
Um, maybe he's testing Thorfinn to see if he's really changed as much as he thinks he has.
So like he's expecting Thor. Like, do you think he's expecting Thorfinn to like resolve the situation without like in another way besides trying to kill Canute, or what?
Do I think Canute's expecting that?
Or I guess what do you think? Like, but the reasoning behind Canute's actions of sending his guards on Thorfinn for trying to stop him.
I feel like it has more behind it than just, you know, getting them out the way so we can move forward. I definitely feel like he's pushing Thorfinn to try to bring that dog out of him that we know he has in him. He's trying to bring the killer out of Thorfinn. Probably wrong, but that's just my thought. I think
we, in terms of people who know what Thorfinn is all about, it's very few. The only like firsthand, like there's a few people who have had like firsthand experiences with Thorfinn, but really in terms of big name players, Canute and Thorkel are pretty much the only ones that are still around. Everyone else has either died or is kind of like gone on their separate ways, you know?
Do you consider Floki a big name player?
Floki is a big name player. However, he's, from the impression we've got of him, he doesn't know Thorfinn is the same Thorfinn. Or like he doesn't know Thorfinn as being the son of Thor's. He was kind of like he was like, Thor's. Like he said like there's no way. So he doesn't understand fully. And I'm sure once he finds out, that's going to be quite an awakening. Like that's going to be a pretty big fucking shock to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't think Floki has ever pieced that. Floki has not pieced that together yet. But he is a pretty substantial figure, and he's nearby. So we'll see how that plays out. To me, I guess the last thing I'll add, unless you have anything else to add afterwards, it's like this is just like kind of my thoughts. Since Thorfinn and Canute go back a few years, I mean, Thorfinn's like one of the only parts. Granted, they weren't the closest in the world. That like knew Canute when he was weak. You know.
Yep.
Or so like it could be symbolic. I don't like what if Canute were to follow through, and like his guards were to like let's say kill Thorfinn, it would be like symbolic of Canute like killing any like remaining weakness of his past, you know?
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how they get out the situation. If it was just Thorfinn, he could find his way out pretty easily, but Einar's there too. Einar is only so tough, so whatever action they have to take, Thorfinn has to keep that shit in mind. But yeah. Anything else you want to add, or are we good to rip it?
I guess I'll add one more quick thing. It's not really important, but I noticed it in a manga panel that you sent me that was a like side by side of Thorfinn and Canute.
Yes,
I guess one of the first chapters and then now. And it's like the looks on their faces change. Like Thorfinn's the more calm looking, just plain face now, and Canute is like the one who looks super determined and intense, whereas early on, like 4 years ago or how many ever years ago it was when they were younger in season 1, it was reversed.
Yeah, they flipped. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's definitely got to be by design. It's just really cool to see. and like it stands out a lot more with the manga panels because like they look so similar. Like the before and afters, they look so similar.
Yeah,
with the opposite versions of themselves. But yeah, there's definitely some more stuff I want to touch up upon after this episode, but I'll leave it for the outro discussion.
okay.
But before we start, if you like our content, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. It really helps out a lot and means a lot to us personally. Consider checking out our other videos. Check out our Patreon as well if you want exclusive content, where we have full-length reactions of all our videos and our early access in the form of 2-week and 4-week. We have both options for you if you want content ahead of time before it hits the channel. But yeah, check out our socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and check out our Discord if you want. Come in there, interact with us, talk about Vinland Saga, talk about how on Netflix the subtitles are still not fucking up yet. Crazy. I don't know how the fuck that happens. You just click a button, upload that shit. I don't know. But Netflix finds a way to do it somehow. Apparently Crunchyroll doesn't have the issue. So yeah, all that being said, we'll get started.
All right.
そなたに世を止めることができるか。あの時のアシェラットのように。
Bringing up Askeladd's name into this.
帰ってくれトロフィー。お前は変なやつだが殺すには欲
The
しい。
soldiers are talking to him.
よもや理解し合えるなどと思うたのではあるまい
I
な。
don't know about that.
奴らは哀れな羊の群れ。羊飼いの仕事がどうして羊に理解できようか。
What if they're both shepherds?
支配あるのみだ。
Good point.
それが何より羊のためなのだ。殺せ。あの男は危険だ。
He is dangerous.
一頭の羊が群れを惑わし、断崖へ走らせることもあるのだ。
俺は
What's he gonna do?
逃げる。
Run.
それだけか。
We'll figure out the rest
他
later.
に何ができる。お前の言う楽土ってのは多くの人を助けて少しの人を虐げる。だからもう逃げるしかないだろ。エイナル。
He's approaching this with such a level ahead.
優れた戦士だ。
Yeah.
他にも術があろう。この帝王の前へただ還元をしに来たのか。そんな顔になってまで。それも無駄だった。
Damn.
さよなら、王陛下。
I mean, we are like back to square one.
Yeah. But that's like an impact statement, though. It's like 100 punches for nothing.
Yeah.
What's Canute feel about that? Is he okay?
なんだそなたは。大バカ者め。バイキングの中からこのような男が生まれうるのか。
Hasn't been easy.
美しい男だ。
You're a beautiful man.
He is beautiful.
争いを離れ、どこへ逃げる。
Give him the speech.
ここじゃないどこかだ。お前に教える
Oh,
ことはできない。
secret.
Dude, you don't want him to turn up there.
我が半島は
no,
広がり続け
definitely
てい
not.
る。やがてそこにも世の力が及ぶかもしれんぞ。
I don't know about that.
お前も努力しろ。俺の仕事を増やすな。
Better listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
まったく
Remember who gave that scar?
口が回るようになったものだ。
What's the Lorgo looking at?
これは
Is Canute leaving?
船もね
Oh, shit.
どこ行ったクヌート。ふざけんなよ。
So he's not taking the farm.
Very interesting.
農場から手を引く理由がわからんと。
そなたも不満かウルフ。
I mean, he lost his fucking eye. Let's be honest.
他の農場を接収する計画も白紙に戻す。ストルフィンの仕事を増やしては
I don't want to create more work for them. That's amazing.
世は今まで共に戦う者はそなたぐらいしかおらぬと思っていた。だが今日新たな仲間を得た。
I mean, he needed him.
Yeah, that's sick.
Hopefully he doesn't see his head anymore.
イングランド財政を
He's just gonna see Thorfinn.
中英デンマーク軍に解
That's
散
a
を
better head
命
to see.
じる。最終的にクヌート直属のデンマーク人部隊はわずか16隻の艦隊のみとなった。
He scaled down his army.
クヌートが軍事力を手放すことでイングランドの諸侯はクヌートの信頼を知り
So it all worked out.
Okay. How far of a time skip do you think that was right there?
良い気分
I
だ。
don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe like half a year. I don't know. That was only the halfway point of the episode. Goddamn. That's why I thought it was gonna be all in the same episode. We still on the farm?
Looks like it, yeah. I don't think Thorfinn's okay.
Where's he going?
What's this? I thought I saw something in the distance. Maybe not. Oh. Big sad. It's probably been 5 days since Arnhide
You think
died.
one a day?
I think so.
Niners lost a lot.
トルフィン
地獄を生き死に安らぎを求める魂にどんな言葉をかけられるって言うんだ。
He was like that before too.
Yeah.
生きろと言える世界が欲しい。死ぬ以外救いを持たない人たちに胸を張って語れる死の魅力を超えたそんな地を。
God damn.
Beautiful.
A land for people who've given up on life, who want to die because life's been hell for them.
Yeah.
兄弟
Brother, let's go.
フィンランドに平和の国を作るんだ。アルネイズさんに胸を張って語れるような。
やろう兄弟
The boys.
向こう
It's amazing.
奴隷も戦争もない国を作ろう。アルネイズのために
I feel bad for everyone who dropped season 2, man. They're missing out.
Yeah, for real.
They don't know how good they could have had it. Spherical. Patar's okay. Let's go.
Nice.
Looks like Snake Stan.
本当にこれでいいのか。
本当にありがとう。トルフィン、俺はあなたのようになりたい。
Good
That's a
role
good
model.
ass role model.
あなたのよ
Yeah.
うな強くて優しい
Not like Thorgil.
本物の男に。オルマルさん、あなたは戦いをやめる決断をしたと聞きました。
That's a start.
俺は15年もかかってしまった。
Yeah.
大旦那様、ありがとうございました。いつも力になってくださって。
言ったはずじゃ。ただの契約だと。礼を言われる筋合いはない。
It was more than that.
Yeah.
銀1マルクでも持って行ってほしかったんだけど。
Maybe they don't want money in the new land they're building.
俺の名はロアルド。
Roald.
グリムの子。
Okay. finally got his name.
Yep. Give him a good smack on the back of the head for me.
How was that? Omar working the farm finally?
Easy.
Harvest. Oh my god, are these the words from like the beginning of the season?
Are they?
I think so.
Calluses.
They're learning. That's tough. Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Comes full circle.
Also, the fucking guards are working the farm now.
Oh my god, he's so badass.
Rogue warrior. Badger without his hand. It looks like he took Sphyrical's offer.
Yeah.
彼らは向かったよ。私たちが想像もしなかった世界へ。
Damn. It's all so
ここ
good.
ではない。どこかへ。
I fucking love Vinland Saga.
Me too, man. How is there one more episode? That felt like the end of the season. That was so good. That felt like an epilogue.
Yeah, it honestly did. Which, yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do for the last episode. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's a little teaser of what's to come because I'm trying to remember what comes immediately after. And I think I remember, but I mean, I guess it works. Yeah, because the next episode is called Homestead. Let's see, play up Netflix real quick, because they don't have the fucking subs. Hometown. So yeah, next episode is called Hometown. So I think you might be able to surmise what that is going to be. Before we start the discussion, you're never going to believe this.
Subtitles are up on Netflix.
They're up on Netflix,
Mhm.
but we got the hot choices between Arabic, German, simplified Chinese, Japanese, and Romanian.
Oh,
Wow. Raggedy Racks canceling my Netflix subscription. But damn. Anyway, what a fucking episode. They really did that shit great. I don't even know where to fucking start. I guess let's start from the top. So, the resolution of like the Canute versus Thorfinn, their talks of like ideology, and Thorfinn's answer being to run. And creating a run where Canute can't reach, and creating a paradise for the people that don't fit in Canute's new world. That shit. That's not some shit you expect.
no, not at all. And then
And
for
any other
Canute to like start laughing and like basically they become friends because he realizes they're, working towards the same goal. He has someone he can work with. Thorfinn says, do a better job. Don't make more work for me. That's so funny.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's cool because, like, kind of continuing the discussion from the beginning of the episode, like, Canute's actions can be heavily criticized, but in the grand scope of things, he's gonna be doing, or if his plans come into fruition, he's gonna be doing more, like, good than harm towards his people. It's just some people are gonna get fucked over in the deal, which, I mean, that can, again, like, it can be criticized, like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I might scrap this. I don't know. My head's just kind of fucking messed right now because this episode was too good. Canute's actions. He's basically like the way Thorfinn described it is benefiting many while oppressing a few. And like he was saying, he doesn't know if that's the best thing or not, and he doesn't know enough to criticize it. Because I think like criticizing stuff is easy. You know, like we fucking live in a world where like shit is criticized every day. Like, but the people who are making those criticisms, like, it's kind of like let's see you try to do better, you know?
Yeah.
Because like what Canute's trying to do isn't easy, and it caused him. Granted, it's an anime, so things are a little bit like over the top at times, but it caused him stressed, or let's describe it as stress, to the point where he was seeing his dead father talk to him and about like in a way to kind of justify the terrible shit he has to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like all this time, like in the final moments of like seeing his father's head, it was basically trying to like to dismiss what Thorfinn's trying to say, and like basically describe him as like someone who's going to steer him off the path and ruin everything he's doing. But really, Thorfinn is the person Canute needed to talk to the most, to wake him up, to get him to see that like there's more, like there's another way.
Right. And using his father's analogy of like being a shepherd leading sheep, Thorfinn is like the sheepdog that gets the sheep that are stragglers that don't make it into the pen. But rather than putting them into the same pen, he has another pen.
Yeah.
Across the ocean.
Across the ocean.
He can't tell Canute about it.
Yeah. But it all fucking hits so good. And Canute just needed a friend to talk to. Because
honestly, yeah.
He's been in his own head too much. The only person he had like he described as an ally was Wolf, because like everyone else either like had ulterior motives or just wasn't. It's like Thorfinn is like he sees Thorfinn as an equal now, which good, because you need that man.
Yeah.
But it's also fucking good. And honestly, I don't even know what to fucking say.
I want to, like, I don't know if we're ready yet to move on past that conversation, but I really want to talk about the scene after that where it shows Canute's future actions.
Yeah, okay. So, in terms of like what they basically, he downsized his army because his old
ships, I believe.
Yeah, 16 ships. Because like so. The main thing that was causing strain on the kingdom's budget was having a shitload of mercenaries to try and keep the peace. Did you have something you wanted to like talk about? Because I can just let you guide it.
So the main thing is like Canute, we considered him like the antagonist for this season, but it seems like all that is resolved now, since they showed this flash forward into the future where, like, you know, he downscaled his military and he's the king. He becomes liked by the people. So I don't know if he would ever be a threat in the future after that, or if we're on good terms with Canute now, and in the future season, if we move on to other threats like Floki or maybe some other Viking faction, someone else trying to take over. I do imagine we'll probably see Canute again. It just might be on friendly terms, you know?
Yeah, better terms. Not coming from the farm.
But I wasn't sure, like, when they flash forward, how much time had passed. He didn't look that much older, but I just didn't know.
I don't know how long those actions took, but it was something he immediately did after rolling back on his plan to take farms.
Which is
so I
crazy
would
that Thorfinn like made him change like that by talking to him, man. That's insane.
He's just that good. Talk no jutsu your way out of here. But better than Naruto.
Yeah.
But honestly, like it's really interesting to see, like it was after Canute downskilled his military that the people began to accept him, because the peace Canute was establishing before was kind of like, he was, I want to say strong army, but like the way he was keeping the peace is just having a shitload of military everywhere, you know? But like that you're pretty much like fucking,
You're using
that's like
fear to rule the people, because if they step out of line, they're gonna, get thrown in jail or die.
Mm-hmm. So, and like instead of ruling it, like he was just like annexing the fucking country, he downskilled his military. People began to respond positively to that, and he ruled him much more like a king, as opposed to an oppressor. Which, I mean, like his fear was the people rebelling, but those ended up unfounded. Maybe they were like inflated by his father talking to him as being worse than it was. But everything turned out to be, I mean, things could have gone wrong for Canute, but everything ended up going smoothly. His fears were unworried. I think they were sensible, but like they didn't pan out according to how we expected it to be. But it's cool. It's really cool. And then we have the boys fucking talking to each other over Arnheid's grave. Very fucking emotional scene.
Loved it, man. And the music they were playing during that scene, someone was in the studio cooking, like with the flute or whatever woodwind instrument. It was going crazy. And then I think like after that, some like strings came in. They were really going hard. And also the like close up on the faces after they shake hands, I think it's right before they shake hands, where it shows their faces and it looks like they're about to cry when they're talking about Vinland, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, what their goal ain't gonna be easy to accomplish.
No, it's never easy.
But the fact that they called each other brothers is amazing.
Yeah, I love that. They've been with each other through thick and thin.
Yeah. Hard to believe. 20 episodes ago, Einar's fucking meaty hands were wrapped around Thorfinn's throat, about to choke that man out.
And before that, he was just like not aimlessly, but he was just cutting down trees.
Yeah.
That was it.
We spent a lot of time on the farm. We're like, this episode, we're finally like saying goodbye. They did a really good fucking send off. We got like to spend a lot of time, or we got to see like everyone.
Yeah. I
thought that was really cool.
Yeah, and it was like emotional for me up until the point where we saw Kettle, and I was just like, get this clown off my screen.
Kettle, the wife, unnamed wife, they really brought her into the fucking last scenes. Like it's like I finished a nice meal, and for dessert, you brought me a turd on a plate with some good music to accompany it.
Right. But I loved when Omar told Thorfinn, I want to be like you. And then Thorfinn acknowledged, I heard you said you weren't made the call to not fight anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Basically like nodding to him, saying, giving him his props. That was awesome.
Because it's like, it's Omar had multiple people like telling him how to like run, like live his life, and I mean, he was spoiled, of course, like by his father. He didn't have to grind, but I mean, when he saw hardship, like he was able to like thrive and come into his own, or like make a decision of like what he wants, and like it's cool that Svirkle and stuff like acknowledged it, and also Snake or Roald, as we learned this episode,
Son of Grimm.
Son of Grimm. But like having Thorfinn recognize like the decision not to fight, like it fucking hits.
Yeah.
And then seeing him work the farm.
Yeah, seeing him work on the farm, and Snake, well, when we saw, or should I say Roald, he was just like chilling. He's like, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
And I love Svirkle watching too, like smiling.
Yeah. Because like a few episodes ago, he was offering him like his farm to work in, saying it's a lot more rewarding. This farm changes people. Yeah. I mean, Kettle kind of being out of the picture. I mean, Kettle retired. He can. I don't know. He's a mess. I don't know what he's gonna do. What he's doing. It showed him crying, maybe out of regret for what he's done. But at least it looks like, at least with Omar, things are in good hands.
Right. Another thing, didn't someone say that they told Kettle that the young master, which I would assume is Omar, is the one who convinced Canute to leave?
Yeah, the way they spinned it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which, I mean, yeah. I mean, it works. Like, I mean, like, because if Omar was going there, because Omar was going there to surrender, you know? Mm-hmm. So maybe giving him, like, false glory, kind of.
He just like his dad, for real.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't think Omar could have convinced the king to leave, but Omar, he has the farm's best intentions in mind, so he deserves it. It works. The real people who need to know that it was Thorfinn who did the work and got his face beat 100 times.
Yeah. And then we found out Patar is not dead.
He's alive.
And
they had us scared.
He's visiting Arnhide's grave.
Taking care of it, which is really cool to see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like, we got a nice resolution. The dream we have to go off now is Thorfinn and Einar working to create the paradise on Vinland. So, where do you think this takes the show then?
I feel like we're sailing the seas. We got to go to Vinland now. When we get there, I guess I would love for it to be like season 2 with the slow build up. It feels so rewarding now that we've made it to the end of the season. Wow, I'm getting a little teary eyed. It feels like so good that we made it to the end of the season. Like just all the people we've been introduced to in the farm, and now we're leaving it. But having a place like that that has significance, it holds value. It's not just a setting where like you spend an episode there and like a fight happens. No, there was a bunch of stuff that happened here. So
yeah,
I would love to see them build Vinland into a civilization from the ground up, and eventually maybe we get someone else who shows up and causes some conflict, because I mean, if they were just living peacefully on Vinland for the whole season 3, that would be kind of boring. But I would like to see that for like half the season before shit hits the fan like it always does.
It seems like... Fuck, what I was going to say. Do you think... this feels like a post-season discussion at this point. But, I mean, a next episode being called Hometown. I feel like you might...
You got to go back to Iceland.
I actually don't remember if they do or not. But it's called Hometown, so we can probably infer that. But yeah, besides like, oh, I remember what I was gonna say. Yeah, kind of going off what you're saying. This discussion is a fuck mess, so I apologize anyone watching. But hopefully you understand how a show this good can fuck you up a little bit. But in like a stark contrast to season 1, where we're constantly on the road seeing different like scenes, like you said. We spent 20, 25, like we spent 20 like, plus episodes on this farm. So like it feels like this fucking master, like this long ass journey, and they really did send off on the farm good. Mm-hmm. And we have you mentioned like the stuff we talked about the stuff going next. Do you feel like there's any loose ends before we do that, like left?
Not that I can think of right now. Are there any that I'm missing?
Oh no.
Oh, I feel like you do now.
I might. Well, if we think about, you think the road's going to be straight to Vinland, or
nah?
It's going to be a tough journey
for sure.
I mean, we know all we have to go off is that Leaf's done it, but I mean, I guess yeah, it's going to be a tough journey. But that is the eventual goal. I wonder, so yeah, I mean, this episode feels like the finale to me.
Same.
So next episode might be like a little epilogue and like set up for the 3rd season. But I know I'm kind of comparing it because I expect him to do something really cool. Because in the end of the 1st season, do you remember like the final scenes? Thorfinn's being dragged away. He's gripping the dagger, and while like he's screaming his fucking brains out, like he drops the knife, and like then like in the reflection of the knife, you see the entire journey we've come to so far.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
And then afterwards, there was a scene. They basically showed scenes of other characters we haven't met yet. One of the scenes they showed was of Einar on a boat.
Okay, so they gave us like a little teaser.
They gave us a fucking teaser, like shit we're not gonna see, like we weren't meant to see for a while.
I need to go back and watch that.
We can watch that right after, because, or maybe we save it for next week. But I'm wondering if they're gonna do something like that again, because I expect it. I expect the way they did it last season. I'm expecting us to give us a little teaser of what's to come. But yeah. I wasn't sure if I should bring that up now or just wait till next week, but I'll just fucking reiterate it next week with Kojo.
Yeah.
But I expect him to do something cool and emotional, and then hit us with a fucking 2-year wait for season 3.
Man,
it's gonna be, it sucks, bro. I wish this shit just kept going.
Yeah.
But what can you do? But this whole discussion was kind of was a bit rambly. But when is it? When isn't it with me? Is there anything else you want to talk about, or do you think we're going to leave it off here?
Yeah, I think we covered what happened in the episode and gave it the praise that it deserves. As always, when we don't have Kojo in a reaction, I'm looking forward to hearing his thoughts on this very emotional episode when we watch the actual season finale.
Yeah. I can't fucking wait. And also, it's gonna fucking suck that next week is gonna be the final Vinland Saga episode for years to come.
Yeah.
But yeah. But before we sign off, if you like our content, please consider dropping a like and subscribing. It means a lot to us personally, and it helps out the channel immensely. Check out our other videos if you want. Check out our Patreon if you want exclusive content where we got full-length reactions of all our videos and 2-week and 4-week early access of select series on the channel going on right now. Check out our socials, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. And finally, check out our Discord where we can talk about Vinland Saga together. We can grieve because there's not going to be any more episodes for a while. And or just talk about anything else. Talk about how Netflix still does not have the subs up. Cool. But yeah, all that being said, we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.